Have you ever felt that sudden rush of anger rise inside you, only to regret your words moments later? What if the greatest strength isn't in how loudly you speak, but in how quietly you choose to stay? In a gentle village cradled between soft green hills, there lived a young man named Aron. He had warm brown eyes and a ready smile. Each day he rose with the sun, tended the rice fields, carried fresh water from the stream for his grandmother, and helped repair roofs after the monsoon rains. The villagers called him Good-Hearted Aron. But inside Aron lived a quick fire. A careless comment from a neighbor, and his reply cut sharp like a blade. A friend arrived late to help with the harvest, and Aron's voice rose in blame before he could think. A tool broke in his hand, and frustration flooded his chest, dark and heavy. After every flare, the air grew thick with silence. Friends spoke less freely. His grandmother's eyes held quiet worry, and Aron felt the weight of his own words pressing on him long after the moment passed. He longed for calm, but the fire always came first. One clear afternoon, with golden light spilling over the fields, Aron walked the winding stone path up to the old hill temple. Beneath the cool shade of a massive banyan tree sat an elderly man whose face carried the peace of many quiet years. His hands rested lightly on his knees, his gaze was steady and kind. Aron sat down on the smooth stone beside him and spoke in a hushed voice. "Grandfather, anger catches me before I can stop it. It drives people away. It leaves me empty. I want to be different. Please help me find peace." The old man looked at Aron for a long, gentle moment, letting the breeze move softly through the leaves. Then he spoke in a low, soothing tone. "Let me tell you about a lake," he began.
Many years ago, there was a lake so still and clear that the sky seemed to live inside it. Fish glided like silver shadows. Lotuses opened white and perfect on its surface. Travelers came from distant places just to sit quietly by the water and feel their hearts slow. Then one day, a fierce wind swept down from the mountains. It whipped the surface into wild waves. Mud from the deep bottom rose and turned the water thick and brown. The beauty disappeared. People who arrived shook their heads and said, "The lake is lost." They turned and walked away thirsty. But no storm lasts forever. The wind grew weary. It faded. The waves became ripples, then nothing. Slowly the mud drifted down and settled once more on the lake bed. The water cleared. It became even more pure and peaceful than before. The lotuses bloomed again. The travelers returned, and the lake welcomed them in silence. Aron felt the story settle deep inside his chest. "Your mind is that lake," the old man said quietly. "Anger is the wind. It arrives suddenly. It clouds everything, your thoughts, your breath, your heart. But if you do not feed the storm, if you do not stir the water with more anger or argument, the wind passes, the mud sinks, your peace returns, clear and whole." Aron looked at the old man's calm hands. "How do I keep from reacting?" he asked. "You do not fight the wind," the wise man answered. "You simply pause. When harsh words come toward you, take one slow breath. Let the words pass like leaves on the breeze. When hurt or unfairness rises inside, pause again. Feel the feeling completely, but do not let it choose your next word or action. That pause is your truest strength." Aron remembered the evening before, how he had snapped at his little cousin over a spilled bowl of rice. The memory ached now, but it also felt like a small door opening. "Every time you choose the pause," the old man continued, "you guard your peace, you guard your power. The world may send anger like stones thrown in your direction, but you never have to pick them up. Let them lie where they fall." Aaron began the practice the next morning. When a farmer spoke roughly to him at the market, Aaron breathed slowly and answered with calm respect. When his grandmother corrected him sharply, Aaron paused, then smiled and nodded with understanding. When old irritations tried to spark inside him, Aaron noticed them, breathed once, and watched them fade like morning fog. Weeks turned into months. The village felt the difference. Neighbors greeted him with open faces again. Children laughed and tugged at his sleeve. Aaron slept better. His heart felt lighter, as though he had set down a burden he had carried without knowing. One evening, as the sky burned soft rose and amber, Aaron returned to the hill. The old man sat in the same place, watching the light slip behind the distant mountains. "I came to thank you," Aaron said. "I see it clearly now. The strongest person is not the one who shouts loudest or wins every argument. The strongest person is the one who can pause, who can choose stillness when the storm inside rages." The wise man's eyes shone with gentle warmth. "You have found the deepest truth, Aaron. Winds will always come, but only you decide whether your lake stays troubled or becomes clear and calm forever." From that day forward, Aaron lived with quiet power, not without emotions, but no longer ruled by them. He listened more deeply, he spoke with care, and whenever anger began to rise like dark clouds, he simply paused, breathed, and let it pass. Because the greatest strength in the world is the strength that needs no proof. And in that single, silent choice, real freedom is born.